right?
Well, look, they've still got to use it for something. I mean, it does cost a fortune to keep it running.
It still does, but then again, a lot of things in Malaysia have been built but not fully utilized, right?
No, I agree. I think anything governmental around the world, sometimes they're quite good at doing the old white elephant thing. They've got a big budget.
They want to showcase what they can do with that budget.
Yeah,
sometimes
so occasionally it works out, and sometimes they end up with a huge embarrassment on their hands. And Sepang is not a huge embarrassment, but it's not what it was intended to be.
I think it continues to happen till today. If you look at KLCC, you look at that long, super tall tower. I keep forgetting what it's called. Menara 118.
Merdeka building. Or something.
Merdeka building. I don't know. Have you been? You're staying in town right now,
yeah,
right?
there's so many high rises.
And there's no point, right? Because even till today, a lot of the high rises are not fully occupied.
No. And to be honest with you, they've just gone and built. I'm staying in Bukit Bintang in the Times Square. And I walk out of Times Square, I walk for less than 5 minutes, and I'm in another shopping mall they've just built where the Pudu Jail was.
The Lalaport.
Yeah, you go through that on a month, because I'm not working at the moment, so I go through there at like 2 o'clock on a Monday.
Nobody.
You could get a gun, fire it, go bang, bang.
Now, John, let's chill, man.
No.
And you wouldn't shoot anyone.
It's my American, side. But you wouldn't shoot anyone, no.
Because it's so empty.
It's sad, right. Yeah. And I went in there and I had a look at the flats. They wanted $1 million for the small one and 1.2 million for the bigger one. And I don't think they've sold many of them. And
I doubt it.
No, it's just not, because you've got all these shopping malls, all one by the other.
That's right.
Someone should do a little bit of like country planning. Say, well, if you've got one here, why would you build one 500 yards away and another one 500 yards away from that and another one 500 yards away from that?
Yeah,
and then, we're all shopping on Alibaba and Amazon anyway. It's
a shame.
Yeah. It's not a good thing. I hope it doesn't fail, because they've put a lot of effort into it. I mean, it is nice.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's just empty.
It's a
the entire point, I think.
Well, it is the entire, yeah.
It's wasted because I feel like there was no city planning ultimately. If you look at the mall planning, it's basically the product of city planning, right? If they were to establish certain rules that you can't create malls all over the place or parks all over the place. But if you look at Singapore, because our dad mentions this a lot. If you look at Singapore's city planning, a lot of the malls are stationed at where the stations are. And because the public transportation there is so efficient and so good and so used, the malls are always going to be a hotspot, because when people come back from work or go to work, they can get something to eat. They can get their clothes, whatever, from Uniqlo and whatever.
Makes a ton of sense.
It makes so much sense. But if you look at Malaysia, and it's funny because I was just discussing this with my friend Harith last night about how there are so many abandoned malls all over Malaysia. Right?
No, it's a shame. But I went to, because where I am is a shopping mall. When I come out the apartment building, I walk into a shopping mall now, which is Berjaya Times Square. Then I trot over to the Laporte one, and then I go across the street and I've got the Sogo, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's Sogo.
Yeah. And then and Pavilion seems to be doing all right. And I haven't been in Lot 10, but Pavilion, Lot 10, another one, then Berjaya Times Square, then Laporte. They're all within less than a kilometre of each other.
A stone's throw away, man.
Yeah. Especially the Sogo, because I go Giant. Is it Sogo? It's not called Sogo.
It's called Sogo. I know Sogo.
Isn't it Sungo One?
Sungai Wang. Sogo is nearby as well.
Yeah. So and then you've got
the
electronic place next door.
Loyat Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loyat Plaza. Yeah, I went up there. But that's a bit unique, and it does have a lot of people.
That's just only
But all the rest of them are empty because they're feeding off each other's clients. And why would you approve something like that?
I have no idea. And especially with online shopping.
Anyone is approving or rejecting it. That's the problem.
It's just they own that land, so they think
somebody
that they
has an incentive to approve it or to just let it go.
Yeah, but I mean, if you own the land, why would you do it? You've just gone and built yourself. If you're a commercial person, a commercial real estate person, why would you build something that's going to fail?